Hello, everybody. What's happening? It is time for Lifted from the Rut TV. That's right, Lifted from the Rut TV. Exciting things here. So, one thing we always like to know is from where are you all tapping in from? That's what we like to know. Put in the comments where you guys are logging in from. But first, we're going to show a quick little video to kind of kick some things off here. So here we go with a little inspirational video for you guys.
It's interesting that the things we cherish most are the same things we walk right by. They become so intertwined in the status quo that ultimately it becomes impossible to tell them apart from our day-to-day. That is, impossible until things change. Because as it turns out, that thing we call life, it has a say. There's a saying, you never really know what you have until it's gone. Sometimes it takes the most abrasive of reminders, the harshest of times, to help us recapture that perspective, to lift us up and show us what we had previously failed to see. And while our darkest moments test our strength, they push our boundaries, even transform our reality, they can also be the bridge that leads us exactly where we need to be. They remind us sometimes it's not about how we spend our time, but who we spend it with. That quiet brings clarity, and the world can spin so fast that we forget to think about our place within it. It reminds us how humanity is bigger than the sum of its parts. And it takes just as much energy to build up as it does to tear down. It reminds us that no matter where we live, what we speak, or who we pray to, we're not so different after all. It reminds us that there is so much more good in this world than evil, so much more love than hate, and so much promise for tomorrow. Someday we'll look back on this moment with the lessons we've learned, the hardships we've faced, and we will be reminded of the miracle that is the human spirit, unwavering in its resolve, unbreakable at its foundation, stronger than we could ever comprehend. See, sometimes it's hard to look around and find a reason to be optimistic, to understand or comprehend why. But what we'll find is that if we look hard enough, immersed in the uncertainty, the disruption, and in some cases, the tragedy, there's something to be gained. A tiny candle flickering in the night that will eventually grow to light our way. Because that road to tomorrow is paved with hope. There are pages unwritten, stories untold, and a new chapter to begin.
Hey guys, Rob Lohman, thanks for tuning in today. That's awesome. Would love to hear where you guys from where you guys are dialing in from today. That was just a little motivational interview to get you guys pumped up and inspired for the day. Today we are going to be having Damien Ross from Pocket Rehab and Steve Gordon with Prison Fellowship. Steve's going to be talking about that April is actually Second Chances Month around the country, And if you don't know about Prison Fellowship, they are an amazing organization. So one thing I like to know is, where are you guys tapping in from around the country? Just go ahead and put your city, your state, whatever, your bedroom, your car, who knows where you're hanging out from day. But the thing we want to do here with Lifted from the Rut TV is just to bring some hope and some inspiration to you guys, to just tap into a lot of cool things happening around the country. I know recently I was looking at, let's see if we can pull this up real quick too. But an article in Newsweek recently, and it said that alcohol sales are up by 55% because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So you sit there and think about that. And let's say your loved one is usually hanging out in the bars, drinking at work, whatever, but now they're drinking at home, right? Now they're drinking at home, and highly, highly more aware of that too. So just want to throw this out there. If you guys have that going on in your situation with this COVID-19 pandemic, everyone's locked in their houses, then we want to be resources for you, which is one of the reasons to start the Lifted from the Rut TV program. So let's see here. If anyone wants to throw any comments on where you're from. Also, we'd love to know what topic ideas you'd like to see in future episodes. Not just for Lifted from the Rut TV, but also for any of these other upcoming things that you can be able to receive information from or participate in. Sober Open Mic, that's actually happening tonight. I'm gonna throw a little thing up for that real quick. Sober Open Mic is happening this evening, and that is virtual Sober Open Mic tonight, right here on both these channels, plus the free spiritual community channel. So that's going to be happening, where we're going to have musicians from all over the country. So if you're a musician and you want to perform, maybe you do poetry, maybe you do something like that, you can tap into virtual Sober Open Mic this evening, which we would love to have as many artists from around the country as possible. Something I decided to keep on doing along the way. But again, today in a couple minutes, we're going to bring on Damien Ross of Pocket Rehab, which he's got some good things to share about how they're staying in touch with people and helping them through this pandemic right now. Because addiction, as you know, wants us to isolate. And that's what we're having to do right now, is isolate. And that is a tough thing for us people that suffer from addictions. We don't want to do that. Hold on here. We're sending a little message to somebody. Cool. So trying to stay connected as a community. We're doing that through things like this, through Zoom, through podcasting, through all sorts of different things right now. So would love to know what you'd like to see in future episodes of Lifted from the Rut TV. And it'd be great to have like a camera person back here to kind of do all this fun stuff behind the scenes, right? So we're going to go ahead and add another virtual background here. So again, please put some comments in on from where you're coming around the country. And Damien should be on here in just a second. We are Lifted from the Rut TV right now. Would love your comments, your feedback, and would love to know some things maybe in your communities of stories of inspiration and hope that we could actually bring on to the show here. And eventually we'll have some co-hosts and all that kind of fun stuff. But really, this is just kind of my way of giving back to say, hey, we got people out there that want to share their stories and their hopes. And we're about to bring Damien on from Pocket Rehab to talk about what they have going on with their app. And it's a way that they help people stay connected in the community throughout this not only challenging time and things right now. So once I have a good thumbs up on the end of Damien, I'm going to bring him on here in just a second when he's ready to rock and roll. Nothing worse than bringing somebody on when they're not quite ready. I got thumbs up. Thumbs up are coming. Here we go. Let's do it. All right, there he is. What is going on? Damien, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Thanks for taking some time to come hang out with me on the good old Lifted from the Rut TV. So
Yeah, appreciate it.
yeah, always good stuff. So what part of the country are you sitting in right now?
I am in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
And what's the vibe in your neighborhood these days with everything going on?
It's upside down, I suppose, right? Nobody knows what's really going on because we've all been quarantined and people watching too much of that news.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, we've been here for like at least 3 weeks. I kind of lost track of time.
Yeah, well, it's good to be informed, right? But not hyper informed to where that's all you're doing and losing sleep and stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean the cell phone and social media is probably one of the worst things for something like this, because you're constantly checking if you're like me, I guess,
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you? You guys doing okay over there?
Yeah, Colorado's good. We're 70 degrees today, so after the show today, going to go out and get a little vitamin D, which will be nice.
Yeah,
And
I hear that.
take the dog for a walk, and I mean, kids are home, so I got 12 and 10-year-old running around doing school. But today's a pretty light day and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm excited to hear what you have going. I was actually talking to a guy earlier today, and he thought he was making this comment, and he goes, they still have golf courses open. Do they have those open in New Jersey still?
No, they actually, I think yesterday shut down everything, parks,
Okay.
all that.
Okay. Well, he was talking about how like they have golf courses open, but you can't take a cart because they don't want things to spread, right? You have your golf clubs, you walk. And he was like, I think I would rather take a golf cart than push a shopping cart around a grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, most definitely. So, yeah. So tell people about what Pocket Rehab is. I want to share with that, but then more about your story and what the heck you have going on. Have a little fun today. But what is Pocket Rehab?
Yeah, so Pocket Rehab is a free app. We have 24/7 support, peer-to-peer. We also have recovery coaches in the app. You have the Lifeline, which is the 24/7 real-time help. So you can set peer-to-peer to help each other. You go online, which means you're available to help. And the second somebody pushes a button, it's pushed out to 5 users that are sitting there ready to help.
Okay.
And we have text, voice, and video chat available. And yeah, pretty much on average, 35 to 45 seconds is the length of time it takes to connect. And then, we have group chatting. We have the community chat, which is pretty much like a forum. Resources. So our resources section kind of got turned upside down a little bit too, because, people aren't having meetings.
Right.
So we're off to the races and we're almost done. Hopefully this week we're implementing all of the AA and NA from around the world inside the app. So
Cool.
You can come, you can find all the meetings, searching by AA, NA or time of day. And yeah, and as long as the meeting's still alive, you can join them. And we're going to have our own too. And actually, pretty cool on 4/20 at 7 Mountain Time, I believe. I'm going to double check that and I'll let you know.
Okay.
We're having Michael Brody Waite come on and do his talk. And he's the gentleman who did a TED talk. I'm just looking it up so I don't screw up the name of it because I always do it. I think we talked about that. But I shouldn't because but it's great leaders do what drug addicts do.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. It was an awesome talk. And he's going to come talk to the community for roughly an hour. So, I'll send you the landing page. You guys just come on it, sign up. It's completely free. The app is completely free. It's Android, iOS. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, come download it. You can't lose anything, right? It's free.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. I got the little image behind me. Like we had a little talk last week. It was like, the beauty of green screen and fun stuff like that too. But yeah, I mean, it's I've got the app on my phone right here, which is fun. You see how Spotify actually disappears because it's green, because it's a green screen. You see that? That's crazy. Anyway, fun stuff to entertain yourself during the COVID-19 things. It's like you got to stay connected. So
yeah.
So why the heck do you care to help people stay connected?
Oh man, story? I don't know. It was weird, right? So I went to school for international business, excuse me, I was gonna become a big bad Wall Street trader, right? Until I found out what they're really like. I was just like, nah, you know what? That's not for me.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to do something to help people. I had no idea what that was, and I went to treatment for the first time in early 2012. And when I got in there, I felt a sense of relief because it was just like, finally, it was weird, like a calming and like I'm at home type feeling. If
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just a good feeling. And within the first 10 minutes, I was, hey, this is kind of what I want to do, And at first I was like, everybody else I'm sure that walks through there, I'm going to open a rehab.
Right.
And I'm going to help people. And so like I set out to do that at first, and I was like, nah, I don't know. Sitting on the couch one day with my buddy, he lives in New York City. And I don't know, I'd been in treatment for so long. I looked down at his phone and some app popped up, which was Postmates, which delivers food to you. And I don't know, don't ask me how I got Pocket Rehab from that.
Right.
Like watching a little guy on a bicycle, right? But yeah, it just popped into my head. I went home, started writing, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna start an app. People looked at me like I was, oh, okay,
Yeah. Another guy starting an app, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, what's your app? And I was like, I'm gonna help people with addiction. And they're like, ooh, because it was 2013,
Right.
14 when I first had the idea, and it wasn't like the stigma was even more prominent than it is now. Like I like to think it's being lifted a little bit because people are, social media, everything, they're talking about it a lot more. But back then, it wasn't even that long ago. But
Yeah.
it was still a tough one. But yeah, no, man. I mean, slowly but surely, we're getting there, and just keep on plugging along with the app, man. And yeah, we got about 110,000 people on it right now, and still growing.
That's cool. 110,000 people, man. I mean, that's like just taking a vision off of a random thing that happened that gave you the idea, and here you are now helping people. Because I mean, people need to stay connected, and that's what you're all about through Pocket Rehab, right? Is to just stay connected. And guys, if you're whoever's watching, if you want to put comments in there, you have any questions for Damien, throw some comments out there. Please share the video with people so people know kind of what's going on. Invite them in to hang out with us today too, and just to kind of kick it a little more. So what's life like right now for you, just personally, in recovery, and what are you doing for fun?
I have been on Zoom meetings for probably 8 to 10 hours a day. It feels like,
Yeah.
But I mean, I have my 2-year-old also. He keeps me very busy.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty much, we have a little bit about 2 acres.
You're saying 2 acres? I think I lost you there for a second. Damien's all frozen. He's all frozen there. So let's see. There he is. He's back. All right. You were saying you had two. I was thinking you were saying you had 2 acres because you said you have 2A.
Oh, yeah. No, we have like 2 acres outside that are, social distancing approved. So we try to hang out, but the weather hasn't been the greatest. Today we got a little bit of sun, so I'm definitely going to get out there, but I'm trying not to crawl up the wall.
Yeah. Did you see that story on the news recently about a guy that was playing like softball or hitting the ball with his daughter in the park across the street from their house, or a field?
No.
Or something. Yeah. There was something about a guy. Again, I might botch some of these things up, but you guys can go Google it. Who knows? But just crazy things happening. So there was this guy hitting with his wife and his daughter, and like hitting the ball, his little young daughter, in the like park across the street. Mm-hmm. But they weren't like playing on the swing sets or anything. And the cops came and arrested the guy. It says he was in violation of social distancing something, and they handcuffed him in front of his daughter in his house and carried him away. And then it all dissipated because they're like, oh yeah, you'll have to go read it yourself. But I guess if I'm going to report the news, I should probably be more accurate. But it was something crazy like that,
Well, I mean, what's the social distancing? Him and his daughter?
I don't know. But he literally, like, 4 cops came and they handcuffed him and escorted him off.
I've seen some crazy. A buddy of mine out in California, he posted all these bruises of himself, and everyone, what happened, right? So he went into the supermarket and grabbed 2 bins of Clorox wipes. You're only allowed to grab one, but his mom was slow behind him to come. So he grabbed her one and he was going to hand it to her, and security stepped right in the middle. They gave him a hard time. They actually tackled him because he took 2 things of Clorox wipes, and they arrested him. Like the cops came. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is America still, right? Like, you know, but.
Well, I think times are, it's trying to find those inspiring things during the cast, because I posted this. I did a video right at the beginning. It was just some inspiring thing about, staying focused on the positive things of humanity, and, looking around outside and say, yeah, we might be at home, but we get to have more family meals together, or we get to, we don't have to, we get to help our kids with school. And it's hard, I mean, how many people are saving money on gas right now? Yep, pretty much. Yep.
3 weeks to the gallon.
Yeah, 3 weeks to the gallon. I like that. But yeah, and even just, I mean, last night we were sitting here on our deck outside, and I heard all these, sirens going, and it was police responded to someone having a mental health crisis, but they got there and it wasn't a crisis. They determined they had him in their police car, and then it turned out that somehow when they stopped the car or something, this guy ended up getting in the front of the car, took off, and there was like a mad police chase, like all over this area of Colorado and stuff. And they finally caught the guy and stopped him and stuff. But they, when they assessed him, they didn't feel like there was really a mental health need or crisis going on. So,
he's just bored.
Yeah, people are bored. I think it's going to get crazier than it's going to, whatever. What are you hearing out there? And like, I don't know, you say you have like on all these Zoom calls and stuff that you're having with people, like myself too. I mean, I'm just got off one and now I'm on this one, and I'll get some vitamin D, and then I have my podcast interviews for the Beyond the Bar Radios podcast, which I'll have you on that at some point.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. But what are you kind of hearing out there amongst your peers?
Everybody, well, so I mean, 95% of my Zoom calls are all recovery related, and people are just freaking out. It's uncertainty. Just isolating is something that we're not supposed to do for recovery, and that's one of the biggest ones. Which it's kind of weird, because I feel when I talk and you have like 9 or 10 people on your screen, you're like, oh, we're hanging out. This is good. Right? Because I'm just like with my wife, my kid, and my dog all day, and I'm like, oh wow, and it almost feels like it. And then you take a second when you go to point to your right to like, you're like, hey, oh, you're not there. You're like, all right, because it's been 3 weeks. It's been a little, I'm going a little crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's probably one of the biggest ones. And some of the sad things are, I posted an article. It's 55% increase in alcohol consumption.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's like a lot of people are like, screw it. I'm just gonna, I'm stuck here and I might as well. But then also, other people want help, and most people that went to their meetings can't go to their meetings, or I've heard treatment centers literally having to ask people to leave, and some of them even shut down. It's harder to get there and everything. So it's just, the whole industry just got turned upside down overnight. It's scary.
Yeah, there's a lot of scary things. Our next guest coming on, Steve Gordon, who's hanging out in the back behind the scenes green room right now. Hi, Steve. He's coming on and talking about from Prison Fellowship and this Second Chances Month, and we look at like all the things that are going on with, we talk about in our worlds of addiction and meetings and connection, right? Well, here you are in these prison populations that's all they have is connection because they're stuck, but now they have to make sure they're stuck and safe. And they can't have visitors and families come in and all this kind of stuff too. So there's definitely a lot that we can do to support each other around the country and things right now. But you want to hang out for a little bit? I'm gonna bring Steve on, and then we can kind of hang on at the end, or you got to go.
Yeah, I got a little bit of time. Absolutely.
All right, cool.
That's all I got, right?
Yeah. Well, you can get some work done until I bring you back on, because I'm just gonna put you back in the green room, because Steve's smiling back there. He's ready to rock and roll too. But hey, Damien with Pocket Rehab, thanks for hanging out today. I love what you're doing, man. Rob. And have fun on your 2 acres, and I'll shout at you here in a little bit. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Hey, it's Steve Gordon, everybody.
Hey, Rob, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
How's my quality of the audio? You hear me okay?
Yeah, it looks good. You look very handsome. You know, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good time.
Personal here, right?
Yeah. It's definitely up close and personal.
I love your background there. I got to give you one of those.
Like I was trying to get a good image of like a prison fellowship logo to put behind me.
Oh.
As I do with, but I couldn't get it to come out clear because you got to really work this backdrop stuff.
Plus you have to have a high res logo to start with.
Yeah. So we don't want to make it look bad. So we just have you to be the good face of that. But you are coming to us from my hometown, Fort Worth, Texas, huh?
That's 2 thumbs up somewhere.
Somewhere. There we go. It's What's happening in Fort Worth? Yeah, what's happening in Fort Worth today?
Well, it's hot. It's supposed to be almost 90 degrees today, crazily.
Wow.
Beautiful hot spring day. So good day for yard work if I didn't have to work. But we're all kind of hunkered down here, but trying to be productive, trying to keep the ball rolling, keep the needle moving, keep the movement going forward.
Yeah. Well, thank you for accepting the invite to come on today. I got involved with Prison Fellowship several years ago through Mary Armbruster when she was on staff with Prison Fellowship, and I just love what you guys are doing. As someone that spent some time away myself, the organization is just changing lives all over the world. But today,
Amen.
We want to talk about Second Chance Month, and I should have worn my Second Chances 5K T-shirt from years ago.
I should have worn mine. I've got one.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, I have my dog saved my life T-shirt on.
See where my camera is, you wouldn't be able to see my shirt anyway.
Yeah.
Gotta work on that.
Well, the good thing is with Zoom and all this video stuff now, we just get to hang out in our shirts in shorts.
Right.
There was a funny video that came out recently of a guy that ended a Zoom meeting. Damien, you may have seen this, I don't know, but the guy, it was 4 people on a Zoom call, and the guy got up because he thought he got off the Zoom meeting, and he was walking away in his boxers, and he was stretching and stuff, and they were cracking up. And
that's bound to happen at some point.
Oh yeah, and one of the girls called him and said, "Hey, we can see you now." So, but let's talk about Second Chance Month, and what is Second Chance Month?
Well, I'm going to answer that for you thoroughly. I hope you don't mind if I read some of this information, just because I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we just want to inform people. So
right. So every person has dignity and potential. Every person, but nearly 1 in 3 American adults, and some of your viewers don't know this, 1 in 3 has a criminal record. Just blows your mind. Think about it.
Wow, 33% of people have a criminal record. Wow.
I mean, they've been to prison, but they've got a criminal record, which creates barriers, right? Which limits their access to education, jobs, housing, other opportunities needed to reach their true potential. And so since launching the first Second Chance Month in 2017, Prison Fellowship has spearheaded the nationwide effort to raise awareness of these barriers and to unlock second chances for men and women who dream of a better tomorrow. So most of your viewers may not know that April is Second Chance Month in America, and this is our 4th year to lead that charge. So right now we have more than 380 organizations, congregations, and businesses have joined Prison Fellowship as official Second Chance Month partners. Our diverse spectrum of partners works together to open up brighter futures for approximately the 70 million Americans who pay their debt to society.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I know Lifted from the Rut is one of those 380 organizations that has signed up for that, and that's how I got involved with you guys. I went to a Second Chance hearing at the or whatever, I don't know all the legal terms and stuff, but down at the state capitol with some people from the team, and we're talking about Second Chance Month, and it got adopted in that regards. Then I think that was 3 years ago or something like that. So I'm going to pull up Prison Fellowship's website here in a second to put up there. But while I'm doing that, will you tell people kind of we got this COVID-19 thing happening now?
Right. Yeah. So, light of the COVID-19 pandemic, what's Second Chance Month going to look like, right? So we believe now more than ever it's crucial that we continue the important work of raising awareness about the challenges men and women face upon reentry as they seek health care, housing, and employment. In light of the pandemic, this year's observance of Second Chance Month 2020 will go on, but with some modifications for public health and safety. through storytelling, awareness building virtual events, a nationwide media campaign, and government resolutions and proclamations. Second Chance Month affirms that people with a criminal record have the dignity and capacity to make important contributions to society. In the midst of the current health crisis, we will continue to provide opportunities for people with a criminal record to speak out about their experiences, challenging negative stereotypes with real-life stories of hope and transformation. So I just want to say, I've watched my team at headquarters pivot in the most amazing and innovative way. I mean, we were supposed to have a big banquet. We were supposed to have all this stuff, prayer walks, races, motorcycle rallies, all that stuff got canceled, right? Maybe 2 weeks out before April started. And they pivoted, and we've come up with all this creative, innovative, virtual. We had a virtual gala. We're having virtual prayer walks. Like, that's very impressive. You know, yeah. I've never seen anything quite like it in my whole life. So it's really creating some unique opportunities.
Yeah, it's an amazing team. I was at that virtual gala that you guys had. And actually, I just interviewed Josh Smith yesterday. That was one of the guys on the videos that you guys showed.
Yeah. The guy that owns that had the business, and now he sold it and all that.
Yeah, went from after get out of federal prison, from struggling to get a $6 an hour job because of all the restrictions that come with people with felonies, and ended up growing a business to like $30 million that he sold. And fascinating.
So I'm going to go back. I want to watch that interview. That sounds great.
Yeah, it was powerful. I'm going to post it to Friday on Beyond the Bars Radio podcast. So it's really cool. It's really cool stuff. And so I know, like, people that tune in, they're like, how the heck can I get involved in Prison Fellowship? So I just threw the website up just so they can go learn all about Prison Fellowship.
Good job. Good job.
So it's up there now, and there's some unique links on there regarding Second Chances Month. But this is the general website. So
they could just add to that, prisonfellowship.org/second chances, and it'll take them right to our Second Chance Month landing page. All kinds of stuff, which I'm going to tell you about some of those things here in a minute.
Yeah. How do people get involved?
It's not too late for people to get involved this month for this, for 2020, because it's on it. It's on us right now. Here it is. So, as believers who have experienced the ultimate second chance by receiving God's forgiveness through Christ, we have unique capacity to welcome former prisoners and advocate for justice reforms that promote full restoration. The church can celebrate second chances by welcoming returning citizens to participate as valued members of congregations and communities. In keeping with public health restrictions, we've modified our plans to host Road to Second Chances prayer walks in cities across the country while continuing our unwavering commitment to cover our nation with prayer for those affected by crime and incarceration. So people can join us virtually for a special nationwide prayer event, a powerful part of Second Chance Month. We'll host the Road to Second Chances virtual prayer meeting from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, April the 18th. It will feature real-life stories of people across the country living out their second chance. We will make virtual stops from coast to coast in cities like Detroit, Chicago, Minneapolis, Lincoln, Oklahoma City, and more. Through storytelling and prayer, we can spread hope and unlock brighter futures for men and women who have paid their debt to society.
Cool. And paying our debt to society is just one of those terms that people try to wrap their mind around, like, when is the debt paid? But you guys, I mean, there's so many ways you can tap into what Prison Fellowship is doing. And Steve and I've got to know each other for a while because I'm one of the justice ambassadors in Colorado and get to do some cool stuff helping out with Prison Fellowship.
Yes,
and what are some other calls to action people kind of do? I mean, we have the.
Well, you can go if you're interested in the prayer walk, if you want to register or get the link to watch it, that's prisonfellowship.org/prayer walk. Okay, you don't have to put that up there if you don't want to, but go to that one. Also, people can join us on social media. We have the Prison Fellowship Second Chance Month Toolkit at our Second Chance Month landing page that you just put the address up for.
Cool.
Also, we're having Twitter chats every Wednesday during April at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You can go to hashtag Second Chance Month to participate in our Twitter chats. You can participate from your personal handle in Twitter to amplify the conversation online about second chances. You follow along with @justice reform. So you post with hashtag Second Chance Month. You watch the Twitter chat with @Justice. You can register your congregation, business, or organization as an official Second Chance Month partner. Church partners can download a special toolkit to host a Second Chance Month service during April, which can be done virtually. Okay,
Cool.
it's pretty. I mean, how innovative is that, right?
Yeah, very.
And then you can register to join our special online outrageous justice small groups hosted by Prison Fellowship staff. So these are small group studies that go through our curriculum called Outrageous Justice, which is a Bible study and biblical principles of crime and punishment, so that a lot of people don't really wake up to the real issues, Rob, until they get incarcerated, right?
Right.
Or a family member gets incarcerated. We don't want people to have to go through that, right, to figure it out. So we've got a really great curriculum just to help people kind of wake up and realize what's God said about it, what should we be doing about it. And while many places of worship are closed, this could be an excellent opportunity to participate in an online exploration of God's heart for justice and ways to pursue hope and second chances in our communities.
Wow, it's amazing what you all are doing. And I have a box of the Outrageous Justice study guides in my garage here. And this whole plan to get out in front of the churches and say, hey, here you go, let's talk to them. That's changed now. So the fact that you guys said, hey, we're going to hit this virtually is really cool. And
we have the study guides. We got the study guides in electronic format, PDF, Kindle, pretty innovative stuff. They're really pivoting toward this virtual world we're living in.
Yeah, well, you have to. And your team's done an amazing job. Again, I just ask guys, if you have loved ones that have been incarcerated, maybe you have been too, and you're trying to figure out ways to connect with helping with reentry or people going in or while they're there. Prison Fellowship offers, just in a lot of prisons around the country, has programs inside prisons that are helping people change their lives for the better in there. And it was when John Byrne brought me in to do some of the video stuff that was going on years and years and years ago. Not years and years. That was probably 3 years ago. It seems like years and years ago.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Sometimes, and being a part of some of the pilot projects and be able to do a sermon that was to be shown in prisons. And I remember talking to a friend of mine in Fort Worth who was actually in one of the Prison Fellowship academies at a prison in Texas, and he was directly impacted by that. I know we're here to talk about Second Chance Month, and we can just kind of leave it there for you guys to go check out more to learn all about Prison Fellowship. And like I said, the recent virtual gala, wherever you're from, however you say it.
Yeah, I think it's gala.
Yeah, and we'll call it gala. I had someone say it's gala. I'm like, whatever. However you say it's how you say it. But when y'all put that on, the stories were so incredibly powerful.
I know. And it was only 45 minutes long. I wish we could have got some more stories in there. I thought, we should have stacked that up a little bit more because that was powerful, though. I was crying. So I don't know if you remember the story of Angela Kim that she told.
Oh yeah,
she's on our team. She's part of the advocacy team, and that's a pretty raw story that she told. It was very powerful, and I was just crying because I knew her backstory and all that. Whew, went a dry eye in the place on some of that.
Yeah, well, you sit there and and you guys have all the statistics and everything on the website that shows the incredible. But when you sit there and think 1 in 3 people have a criminal record, and you're sitting at a dinner table with your family of 4. It's
yeah. What are you?
I guess in my house that would be accurate.
Well, just to drill down on that for a second, are we out of time?
No. We got a few more minutes for sure.
Yeah. So the barrier that comes where second chances are blocked, right on that, a person can have an arrest, just an arrest, no conviction whatsoever. Arrest shows up on your background check. And most employers are not sophisticated enough to know how to really read a background report. And they see an arrest out there. They're like, oh, okay, they're a criminal. We're not hiring them. I'm like, are you? Oh my gosh, how many people get turned down just for that? Because there's a blip on the background check that the employer doesn't even understand. They're never convicted of a crime. So there's from that least barrier all the way up there are 44,000 documented collateral consequences of having a felony conviction in the United States.
Wow.
A huge national database of all the collateral consequences, housing barriers, employment barriers, transportation barriers, career, on and on and on. So one of the things we did that was very powerful in Texas, there were 125 state occupational licenses you could not get if you had a felony. Couldn't be a mortician, couldn't be pest control, none of that, right? You were blocked. And we helped get a law passed in 2019. They removed all felony discrimination from all the occupational licenses in the state of Texas through legislation that our justice ambassadors worked on, and Prison Fellowship helped lead the charge. That's a great feeling.
Wow.
Right? See better policy, right leveling of all that, so that people are not being just blanket discriminated against.
Yeah, well, that changes hundreds of thousands of lives, not just the ones going for the life.
Measure that. You can't even measure the downstream impact of that. So that's what we do, and it's exciting to be. And so thank you for your support of that and participation in that, because you're personally getting involved. You're personally raising your voice. That means a lot to me. Yeah.
Well, you've been a great mentor to me in the Prison Fellowship world of bringing me up, and I'll just say bringing me up. Teaching me to think.
I mean, my whole job is to make you powerful in your community. That's all. I get paid to do that. It's amazing, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Well, you do a great job, and recently we got to sit down. Our team here in Colorado got to sit down with Senator Gardner's office and talk about Pell Grant restoration and initiatives there too. And so there's always work to do, guys, in your own states, in your own cities. So if you want to get involved, you guys, please go to prisonfellowship.org and just surf around. Go to the Second Chances Month tabs, but you can go sign all sorts of just different initiatives, things that are going on. Angel Tree is a huge thing that goes on through Prison Fellowship. You guys have heard of Angel Tree before. So we could talk for hours of what you guys do.
Yeah, Angel Tree's kind of blown up on us. It was Christmas gifts for children of the incarcerated for decades, right? Now we got Angel Tree sports camps, Angel Tree church camps, Angel Tree. I'm like, man. So it's a year-round deal now. It's not just Christmas anymore.
Yeah.
And it's massive. I think something like 10 million gifts have gone out through that program.
Holy cow, you guys.
What in the world,
Wow, my kids received some of those when I was gone.
There you go. Personal testimony right there.
Yeah. Well, getting involved, guys, this is a great place to get involved in. Steve, thanks. What else do you want to share? Share anything real quick about Damien's working hard behind the scenes here in the green room. He's just chilling, getting his work done back there. Can you share just a couple minutes on why you got involved?
Well, I was actually so I'm a formerly incarcerated person myself, as you know, and so I was looking for a way to get involved with advocacy. I wanted to help work on the system, and hey, we got to get these policies changed. And so I was a justice ambassador volunteer with Prison Fellowship. That's how I started. And then the position of being the coordinator came up at a time that I was looking for some employment, and I applied. And next thing you know, ta-da! So I get paid to do what I would have done. It's just my passion already, right? So I'm very, very blessed to do that. So that program is called the Justice Ambassador Program. It's free. We teach people. We assume you know nothing whatsoever about the political system or getting involved or using your voice to be an empowered constituent. We want you to go talk to your elected officials and say, hey, you guys work for us, and we're here to say that this is not right. These policies are terrible. These sentences are terrible. We got to get this thing leveled out. We need righteousness. We need justice up in here, right? So that's what we train you to do, all for free. We assume people know nothing, and we bring you all the way up to where you feel powerful and confident in being out there advocating for these better policies, right? So that's you can just go to our website and click on any web page. There's a button that says volunteer. And you click the volunteer button, and it's going to say what kind of volunteer you want to be. You want to say justice reform. You could also be an Angel Tree volunteer. You could also volunteer in the prisons. But we especially like justice reform path because that leads you to becoming a justice ambassador. And then I coordinate that for Colorado and a number of other states. So love to have people apply. Just fill out an application, comes right to me. And there's a shameless plug there for becoming a justice ambassador.
Yeah, I think that is great because I want to help expand that here in Colorado. I do what I can, and you never there's not a lot of pressure put on do this. It's do it at your pace. But
at your own pace.
If you guys are here in Colorado and you want to join, Steve and Rob and myself and Dave and Becky and the team's growing. I would love to.
Great team. We got a great team in Colorado. We do.
It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of work to do all the time, but well, Steve Gordon with Prison Fellowship back in my hometown, Fort Worth, Texas.
Sure.
Thanks for hopping on today. I love hearing you, and it's just good stuff for sure. So Yeah, hang out in the back, Grant, if you want, or you can hop off. I'm gonna bring I'm gonna bring Damien on real quick. Damien, can I bring you on? I don't have the three of us on real quick. Just say hi. You good, Damien? Thumbs up. All right, I got thumbs up and that. So we got Damien and Steve and Rob. Here we are.
Hi, Damien. Sure.
Pleasure.
Yeah, Damien, have you ever heard of Prison Fellowship before?
Not in this capacity. No, I mean, my understanding of it was just people going in and helping out, putting on meetings and whatnot. But I didn't.
Yeah, we do that, a ton of that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, sorry, I didn't mean to. While I was listening, I've had so many people coming into the app that are on probation. Like my probation officer still wants me to do all these things, to go to 90 and 90, but they're shut. So it's kind of a pretty unreasonable request.
Yeah, it's going on. That's very real right now. A lot of pain, a lot of confusion right over that single point. People being required to go to group therapy, people being required to do all kinds of stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no. So I mean, I'm happy to help. We actually implemented, and it's live. One court in New Jersey is using it right now for a test, but it's literally we called it the court section of the app, and we can help monitor. People can come in, use the app instead of doing the 90 and 90, whatever the court mandates. They can come into the app, check in, and each time they check in, we have a printout. We can share with you what they're doing. We're not like GPS tracking anybody because we don't do that with any users. I mean, I suppose if court mandated it, we could add it, but right now I could share like offline everything we have. And I think if any way, shape, or form, we'd love to help.
Cool. Collaboration. There you go. Educating each other. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I can help you out that too, Damon. I'll try to put you guys in touch offline, and you guys can have those conversations and however I can help too. But Damien, hang on for a minute, and Steve, Gordon, if you run into my parents at the grocery store, keep 6 feet distance, but say hi.
So this is going to be recorded, and people can be watching later, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's once we're done, it'll be on my Facebook page, and you can just replay it wherever you want to. So
excellent. Thank you so much, Rob.
It's good stuff. Catch you later, Steve. Thanks for hopping on.
Nice to meet you, Steve.
Cool. All right, Damien. Thanks for hanging out there. I figured what he was sharing, you'd probably be hearing something like, oh, that's kind of cool stuff. So it's between you're doing and they're doing, there's all this synergy that we can have as a country right now and figure out how to help people.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a weird way of bringing everyone together, as long as we're not fighting over freaking toilet paper, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Toilet paper. And it's all about collaboration. Like right now I'm drinking from my MTX mug where mtreatment.net does all my electronic forms I do for my business. Mm-hmm. And Luis just dropped this off a couple days ago. And I'm like, my wife goes, that's a Yeti? Like, I was like, yeah, it's a nice Yeti mug. So thanks, Larry Wall, for the nice, I'll give you a little plug there, buddy. So what's the rest of your day look like today?
Oh, man, I have a few more Zoom meetings to go to. But yeah, no, it's going to go outside for maybe an hour or two with my son, get some energy out. Hopefully he takes a nap. We have a group meeting for people in the app that we put on in 2 hours. Cool. 3 hours, something. I get the time zones, man.
I know. You were an hour early to the show today. That was good. So I liked it.
Which is, I'm never on time for anything. So I was just like, I felt good. And then I was like, I looked down, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be late. Like, cause
oh yeah. It's good stuff. And hey, I don't know if you can send this out through the app, but we've got the virtual sober open mic tonight at 7:00 Mountain Time. That I don't know if there's any way to send that out, but if people want to.
I can absolutely broadcast it to everyone in the app. If just can you send me the link? Please?
Yeah, so it's gonna go. So if you look on my Facebook page, there is all the details from like what people need to know about tonight. Because after we get done with this, I'm gonna go create because I'm gonna be streaming it through this free spiritual community also. But we got to get all the make me an admin type stuff done first before I can finish the actual link to send out. So there's as soon as we're done, I'm gonna work on that before I go out and get my vitamin D. but it's 7 to 9 Mountain Time tonight, right here on this channel, and then through my personal Rob Lohman Facebook page, but also through Free Spiritual Community. But we're still, artists, poets, musicians, whatever, comedians. We got a good little variety tonight so far, and we'll just see how it kind of unfolds. So we'll see how I do with the first managing a virtual sober open mic with like 10, 15 people in the background and waiting for me to pull them up and do kind of fun stuff like this, like boom, mess around with the screens. There's your solo performance right there. There you go. Boom, very nice. So anyway, having fun with this. There you go. That'll mess with people. Awesome. They're not gonna like that. So, all right, cool, man. Well, that's all I got. You can go hit your Zooms and your other stuff. Have fun. And I feel like I should have the song queued up. That's just like you just want to zoom, 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 and a boom, boom for the show. I don't know. That may not go over too well, but anyway, you're awesome, Damien. Keep up the good work, and I'll have you on the podcast for a full hour episode at some point. So.
Sounds wonderful, man. I appreciate you having me on, and good luck with everything, and stay safe.
All right. Catch you later. Thanks.
Take care, man. Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Hey, guys. All right. So here's a couple last minute updates here for you guys. So we're going to throw this back up. No, not that one. Hold on. Where's Sober Up Mike? There it is. So a couple things you can tap into if you want to is tonight, April 8th. That's tonight, 7 to 9 o'clock tonight. We're going to be in Sober Open Mic, which is going to be happening live right through this channel, and then also the Free Spiritual Community. If you just go look up Free, and it's in Greenwood Village, Colorado. And let's see what else. If you want to be a guest on the show, we are looking for guests just like Damien and our two guests today. We had Damien Ross of Pocket Rehab, Steve Gordon with Prison Fellowship, and always seeking guests for future episodes of Sober Open Mic tonight, Beyond the Bars Radio podcast, look to From the Rut TV. Guys, really, it helps if you put your comments in the section of what topic ideas you would want to see on future shows. That's going to help me figure out what type of guests to bring on that you guys are interested in. So different topics. This is not all about recovery. It's just about life in general. And a lot of things we'll talk about are recovery based. Always helps too if you put comments on where you're from so people kind of know. And we're going to be here at 1 o'clock for 1 hour every Wednesday, 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And again, this show isn't about me. It's about the guests. It's about the performers. Did not have a performer for today, but if you want to be a guest on the show, please reach out. Obviously, Steve Gordon said, thanks for having me on the show. It was a blast today. Love that, Steve. Thank you for coming on. Powerful, powerful comments and everything else. So, and if you want to actually be a sponsor of the show too, I got sponsorship opportunities that we are creating to have your own commercial played on the show, whatever that might look like, and just to help promote your business and what you're doing. So outside of that, guys, I am Rob Lohman here in Colorado. I'm an interventionist and a recovery coach. You can always go check out more of what is happening in this world at liftedfromtherut.com. So if you're coming to Sober Open Mic tonight, we will see you live 7 o'clock tonight on this channel, 7 to 9 p.m. Colorado time. Outside of that, y'all have a great evening. Peace out. Sorry I did that. Some people get offended because I'm not in the services and say, why are you doing that when you're not? So I'll just do this. And God bless you guys and have a great day.